Alrighty, so IGN, yes, IGN, have published a brand new article. Yes, they publish articles apparently. The top 100 best PlayStation games of all time. A bold statement, one could say. A very bold statement. I'm sure some of these are going to be right. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be wrong. Some of them are going to be lower than they should be, etc. so on and so forth. It's IGN. Just a disclaimer. I do not take IGN that seriously. Sorry, guys, I don't. If you do, maybe you shouldn't. There's go. Maybe take a breath of fresh air. We're doing it because it's a bit of fun. We can make our own list, or even at the same time just kind of discuss whether we feel it should be there. Because I'm sure some of it should be there. Some things we're going to agree with for sure. But I think it's just a bit of fun at the same time. So without further ado, let's jump ourselves on in and see where we're at. The first game, over the 30-year history, because it's 30 years, it's true. It says incredible games and great PlayStation. It's true. I am a Sony kid, by the way. I do like my Sony games. Also, I don't like this website, but I can't do anything about it. They did make a video, but I ain't clicking that. These aren't necessarily the best videos to play the game right now. Blah, blah, blah. So, let's jump in. 100, Ape Escape. Now, I'll be honest. I'm not surprised to see it in the top 100. I actually liked Ape Escape. Any Ape Escape fans, by the way? I actually liked Ape Escape quite a lot. I was kind of a fan of it. I think I played it a lot of it on the demo, and then I had it, and then like it was like one of those games you play on the demo and you suddenly start like the game. It is more iconic than that, I thought, but we'll see how the list progresses. Whether I feel like, you know, 100 is out of like 10 million games on the PlayStation. Remember, so you know, how's it going, eh? The controls are definitely weird. A lot of controls on these games were weird, but that's because of the way they were, you know. But I did think the game concept was fun. I think that was the idea was fun. So yeah, I kind of like Crash Team Racing. I feel like this would be higher. I feel like this is bigger. I mean, I imagine Crash Bandicoot itself is much higher on the list. Crash and Spyro are 100% going to be like in the top 20 or something like that. But like, ooh, yeah, the Ape Escape is soundtrack is great as well. Yeah, it's very true. Crash Team Racing, nice to see it on the list. I think it's good enough to be on there. I think most people like CTR. Spyro 2. Okay, so I know Spyro 1 and Spyro 2 were the popular ones, right? Spyro 1 is the one I played all of. I didn't play Spyro 2 and 3. You know, I was just play Spyro once. I don't know how you feel about that. This might be a case of, oh, there's a Spyro in there, of course, you know. I'm waiting for a Juicy game to pop up for me to go, yeah. But I don't know which one's the better one. I think most people prefer Spyro 1, right? I feel like that's where most of us enjoyed Spyro the most. I think Spyro 3 was the bad one, right? Tearaway. Little Big Planet developer Media reinvented its arts and crafts approach for portable games. Is this a PSP game? I would never play Tearaway. I don't think I even know what it is. Remember, these are kind of like Sony-ish exclusives. But I don't know. Any Tearaway knowers? I don't know what this is. I don't know what Tearaway is. Oh, PS Vitas. Okay, I missed the whole Vita. I had a PSP. I missed the whole Vita thing. It says Little Big Planet developer, which means Little Big Planet is definitely going to be higher than this. Don't think it's worth writing home about. I don't think it's more iconic than Spyro 2 and CTR and Ape Escape for sure. If I don't know what it is. Deathloop. Are we reaching here? 100 top 100 games. I don't know about that. I heard this game was okay on release, but I'm not buying this. This game was popular for a month and then lost all popularity. And he got snapped up in the Bethesda deal. People said it was good, but I don't know. I feel like no one talked about this game or was that fussed about it. But I think it also released during a really popular year. I hate Spyro 3 personally. Too many mini games, extra characters, garbage plot. Vita's the only PlayStation you didn't own. Yeah, I didn't own that either. That's the only one I didn't own either. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that. I guess you could say it. When I watched a bit of it because I was considering it, and I watched a bit of it, and I was like, it just looks too much like any other game that I was like, I felt like I played the game before kind of thing. It felt like I wasn't going to get anything fresh out of it. So I don't know about making the top 100 though. I feel like there's better modern games you could use. Like, I absolutely know Bloodborne will be on this list, but like, you know, for modern gaming. But yeah, I happens with a lot of newer games. Yeah and no. I feel like recently we've had a lot of popular games stand up and still take notice. People still talk about Rebirth's going a bit for a resurgence. I mean, Game of the Year gives games a resurgence, I suppose, but it depends on the replayability and ability to them, to be fair. But I think some games do have relevancy still, and a lot of games do just drop instantly. Like, I think Astro Bot's still very relevant, and that's been out for a fair few months. Jak 2. Having Jak in here at all is really important. I expect Sly Cooper to show up as well. Jak 2, I fully expect to be in it. I don't know. Jak and Daxter should be the one, right? Loco Roco. PSP game. Yeah, I don't know anything about this one. Oh, there's Ratchet and Clank. This is the newer one. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what Loco Roco is. I'm waiting for people to tell me if it's good. Concord. Loco Roco's good. Yeah, it looks like it would be fun. It's a PSP game. It's like there's some games on the PSP that they should just start reporting by now. Yeah, Jak are kind of like the modern 3D platformer kind of games. I heard they're really good. I played Jak and Daxter, but only one of them. Surprising wild, but a good pick. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank. This is the PS. And somebody I followed is 20. This is the PS5 one. Is this the PS5 one with Tidus' voice actor? If so, I heard this one was really good actually. I heard this one was really good. So, yeah, okay. Then this one's I heard was really good. Wow. Oh, there you go. 2001. The dates are on here. Yeah, definitely came out in 2000. So there you go. See, I remember Ratchet and Clank did pretty well on release. Deathloop came out same year, not really known. Didn't really last very long. So I feel like Ratchet was kind of like, yeah, because it looked like it really brought up new gen. It felt like it's the one where you jump into different worlds simultaneously, right? Yeah, it was really good. That was really good. I didn't play it, but I saw it and I was like, wow, this looks really good. I remember the trailer as well. It looked really fun. Lumines. Before Tetris Effect Designer, I had an idea. Lumines is really popular, to be fair. Lumines is mega popular, so I can't. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So shout out to Lumines if you like Lumines. I'd say, yeah, fun game. I mean, Lumines is very popular and it's been ported a lot as well, so I fully agree. That should show up. There it is, Siphon Filter. Here's a great PS1 game. I loved this game back in the day. This was up there with my Duke Nukems and everything. Like, I liked this game. I really liked Siphon Filter. I didn't like 2. I started it and got bored of it instantly. But 1 was like, well, I mean, it was like my replacement for Metal Gear, I guess. But yeah, I don't think it aged well, but it was really good for the time. I really enjoyed playing it at the time. But when I saw it drop onto PS Plus, I was like, yeah, I'm not that fussed about replaying it kind of thing. But I enjoyed it back in the day for sure. It was like one of those, you know, just action-y, stealthy-ish games that were really fun. Like many people that says, yeah, it was just fun, wasn't it? You know? Ooh. Only not. Okay, we'll come back to that. But yeah, I really enjoyed what was on Cypher. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Nice to see it. I agree it should be in the top 100. I hope we're not going to see a bunch of trash soon and feel like these should be higher. But yeah. Okay, here's a personal favorite. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Now this solid. For the love of God, finish this game. Okay, it perceives. Okay, so Siphon Filter, off your point there, perceives itself as a self game, but I agree, it's more action packed. Ni no Kuni, right? Ni no Kuni was objectively the best, one of the best. Is the best PS3 RPG. Okay, in my opinion, right? I think it's the best PS3 RPG game that they released. Its uniqueness. Tales of Vesperia was an Xbox game first, so I don't count that one, and that's my other favorite of that era of RPGs. This game is genuinely amazing. The story is incredible, the gameplay is incredible, it has a very unique style to it, and I just loved every second of it. I feel like this should be in the top 50 easily, if not higher. This game is really important, you know, like. This should 100% be higher. Seeing this only at 90 is a bit discouraging. But I actually love 1 and 2. So on the subject of 2, I like number 2. It has a very unique mechanic, like a well-building mechanic that 1 doesn't have. But it's different and unique. What I liked about Ni no Kuni 2 is it has a unique style that 1 doesn't have, that progressed it in its own way. Almost like how mainline Final Fantasies had their own styles per mainline Final Fantasy. Ni no Kuni 2 started to do that as well, and I really enjoyed that. Also, you know, Ni no Kuni was Studio Ghibli, not inspired. Actually, the studio was involved themselves, including the composer. You know, including the music composer. So if you watch Studio Ghibli music like Spirited Away, same soundtrack. Person did the same soundtrack for Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni 2, no, it wasn't. Well, the music might have been similar. But it was Ni no Kuni 2 wasn't Studio Ghibli directly, it was inspired, but same game devs. They just weren't involved in the second game. But the first game, Studio Ghibli fully involved. It's effectively a Studio Ghibli film, but as a video game. It really is. And genuinely, what an incredible experience. And fun fact, you can play the PS4 version if you're interested in playing the game. It's no different to the PS3 version. Or you can play the PS3 version. There is no difference. The PS4 is called a remaster. But honestly, that's how good it looked on the PS3. So, like, I mean, with anime games, they never look that amazing, much better than the previous ones anyway. But I think it genuinely just looked incredible on the PS3. PS4 remaster doesn't look like a good remaster in the sense that it doesn't improve on PS3, that version that much, but that's how good it looked on the PS3. So yeah. Not a lot of people have heard of it, have played of it. What do you mean not a lot? Ni no Kuni is extremely popular. Well, very well known. I would say it's very well known for the PS3 era. Irish, how's it going? Good to see you. I feel like people are absolutely missing out not playing this game. Oh, solid. Pro Evolution Soccer 6. All right. See, this is why solid turned up. So, for those who don't, PES 6 was the best PES ever released. That's not an opinion. That's not even up for discussion. That's just a fact. Okay? That is the best Pro Evolution version of a football game ever. I don't really play many sport or football games anymore. I'm not interested in them. I think FIFA and all that are just boring to play now. They're the same games on repeat. But this game was so damn popular. I remember when my first job, I worked in actually a game shop, believe it or not, right? And this game was always sold out. This game had a version after it come out, I think, and this game was still sold out, and you couldn't get it. People were still asking for this. Like, this game was the best PES ever made. Like, there was a later PES, I think it was 2010, I liked in the end as well. But I think I was just playing with my friends. But PES 6 really brought PES to life. So why does it say 2007 down there? But yeah. They really did. Outside of it was the first football game that I enjoyed after the World Cup 98 game that FIFA made. So, you know. How's it going, Nico? Arnold football games the same basically. You can say that for any sport game in a way. They're just reskins. Especially now. Although FIFA now is a gacha game that you pay $70 for. And then you pay even more money for. Which is... But, you know. I think Pro Evolution now has dropped off a bit and FIFA just fully took over the market. But this was the only competition FIFA ever had. Football games or soccer games. But yeah, this game, a lot of people stopped playing FIFA because they wanted a fun football game, and this had a more realistic play. It actually forced FIFA to get good, if anything. This game forced FIFA to actually get good. Through balls in football games exist because of this game. If you know what a through ball is, you know what I'm talking about. But like, yeah, this game, I'm actually I didn't expect it because I didn't think about this game, but I'm glad to see it's on here because this game deserves its accolades. It was always sold out, extremely popular. This is like a PSP game. Wait, is this the game that Cole told me to play? The rhythm game with a difference, but I think Cole wants me to play one of these games. I've heard about this. I've heard this is really good. It's like a rhythm game, but it looks like an indie game, but it's a rhythm game and stuff. I've heard some really good things about this, and I want to try one of these out one day. 87 Horizon Zero Dawn. That's really low. I was expecting this to be in the top 40, if not higher. This is one of their major IPs. Also, the gamers are incredible. And then I suspect Forbidden West is going to be much higher then. If they put this down here, Forbidden West with Sharp Layer. I feel like with lists like this, you should pick the game that's the biggest in its franchise. And then just give more accolades to other games. And there was two standalone, there's two games in that franchise that absolutely have the same impact as each other. But Horizon Forbidden West wouldn't exist without Zero Dawn. It was the first game devs to really try and make the faces look a bit realistic or have more realistic reactions and, you know, feel more real so you can connect with the characters more. They really worked on side quests and stuff. They wanted to do something like Witcher 3 in terms of gameplay as well. And it reinvented the wheel for what Assassin's Creed kept reskinning, you know. Assassin's Creed reskinning the same game, but they took the open world that everyone's starting to get bored of and made it more interesting, you know. I would say just play Remaster if you're going to pick between them, but just wait for it to go on sale or something. Because Zero Dawn Remaster is like... It looks as good as Forbidden West, but it's, you know... But yeah, I would say, well, if you haven't played Zero Dawn at all, then yeah, you might as well play the remaster at this point, because you'll feel as outdated. I would say Zero Dawn, in terms of technology, feels a bit outdated if you've already seen and played Forbidden West. If you've played Zero Dawn, there's no need to play the remaster, unless you love the game that much. But this was one of the big PlayStation games that really brought the PlayStation back to life on the PS4. This and Bloodborne in that era and God of War. This is one of those big games, especially. Yeah, I feel like this game should be higher. This was one of the big games. This came out in 2017. This was when single player games started mattering again. You know, we had this. This is the same year as Breath of the Wild as well that came out, even though it's not a PlayStation game. Using as an example, Hollow Knight came out in 2017. It was like the rebirth of single player games being good again. I know Doom 2016 came out that had multiplayer as well. So like Doom 2015-16 were like kind of like a drop in video game quality. There was product placement. It was all going down. Final Fantasy 15 came out in 2016, for example. I'll let you guys put two and two together. But like, I feel like Zero Dawn should absolutely be higher. A bit disappointed seeing it higher. Speaking of which, Doom Eternal 86. Feel like this should be higher. Although I think Doom 2016 should go higher than this then, if they're going to use Doom. If the other Doom don't show up, because Doom 2016 brought Doom back to life. Not that Doom died, had a massive fan base, had the fans who love the original Dooms already still playing it. But the modernized Dooms really bring the best versions of best way to reboot a series. It has the feeling of playing the old Doom game, but in a modern way. And obviously Mick Gordon made one of the coolest soundtracks ever for Doom. So I actually haven't finished Eternal. I keep starting the first mission and never progressing. But I hear Eternal was a great step forward for if you love Doom 2016, it's just better and more. The grief happened after Eternal though. But yeah, Mick Gordon won't be in the third game, the new one's coming out, unfortunately. But I feel like Doom 2016 is going to show up and get higher score. If not, this definitely should be higher. SSX Tricky. Now this is a classic, an actual classic. This is going back a bit. This is a genuine classic. I've played a bit of this. I've definitely played a bit of this, but this is definitely this is an absolute classic for sure.
Hello there.
How's it going, Stone? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. Absolute classic. SSX Tricky. I agree. This is if you mention PlayStation, if you're talking about games on the PlayStation, SSX Tricky should be mentioned, should be game we acknowledge that existed and it was a popular game. Tetris Effect. I'll be honest with you, all Tetris games are the same to me. You could get the oldest form of Tetris in an arcade machine, or you can get the new ones. I don't think it should be on this list. It's not a Sony. I'm not interested in talking about Tetris. Like, Tetris itself, fantastic. You know, I understand the history behind it, but I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in modern Tetris games. That's the thing, is I bet the music is amazing. Like, these games thrive with great soundtracks and effects and stuff in the game, but, you know, for me, I don't play modern Tetris games and stuff, but... '83, Kingdom Hearts 2. Wait, some of these are too low, bro. This should be top 20. Easily. This is wrong. This is why IGN gets things wrong all the time, because I just know some dumb game's going to be placed 20 places higher than this in a minute, and I'm going to get angry. Kingdom Hearts 2 is easily the best Kingdom Hearts game released to date. It has everything. It has a good balance between pacing in the main game, the story, the gameplay. It took the Kingdom Hearts 1 recipe, kept all the great stuff, and then made it even better. They really did nail the story, the pacing, the fun, the combat, the post game. They have everything. I mean, Final Mix obviously added in the data fights and stuff, but that was all PS2 anyway. That was all on the PS2 version. They just didn't release it internationally until like the PS3. But like, they, you know, they even like took you back to Steamboat Willie. Like, they took you back to the Steamboat, you know, section of the game. Like, I absolutely loved the progression system here. I had so much fun. And if I go back to Kingdom Hearts, rather than any future challenge content, 2 will be on that list. 3 is more fun. I don't agree. I think 3 is very good. The gameplay is great, but the story completely brings it down, unfortunately. So they just didn't finish the story. All that build up for all those years, and I just feel like they just didn't do any much of it. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay progressively, especially for post-game, like the post-game Kingdom Hearts 3, I think is objectively better, but it took a DLC for them to do that. So, the only problem with Kingdom Hearts 3 is attractions, to be fair, in terms of gameplay. But you can turn them off anyway. So, but I don't think you can turn them off in your first playthrough. I don't remember. Kingdom Hearts 2 though should be much higher. I don't expect to see another Kingdom Hearts game in it outside of Kingdom Hearts 1 on this entire list now. If Kingdom Hearts 2 has only scratched the surface at 83. Right, AE, that's even worse. That's not a defense. I don't know if you're trying to defend 3 with that statement, but that doesn't make it sound any better. Oh yeah, we didn't finish the game on time, so we released you a DLC that you had to pay $30 for. How is that acceptable? I like Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not grabbing on it that hard. But no. Just no. No. That you can't. That's you do that now. You do that right now, it will be Concord all over again. It will be get the 0 out of 10s. It will get downvoted and review bombed left, right, and center, because that's what happens in 2024. Everyone review bombs anything they don't like for after the first 5 minutes. Like, it has its flaws. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3. But I don't think it's as good as anywhere, and it doesn't come close to 2. 3 successes because of 2 as well. There was a lot of build up. The story really annoyed me in 3. And I'm not talking about the story DLC. I'm talking about the data fights in 3 are some of the best fights I've ever made. The Xion fight was the best Kingdom Hearts fight I've ever had. It's up there with Lingering Will. And Roxas. Parkour! Yeah, thank you for the 69 bits. Welcome back. Just in time. Kingdom Hearts 3 only made 83 yet. What the hell? That's the hot take already. It's alright, Seraphic's about to get mad in a minute if he's here. Yeah, I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 should be much higher though. I'm a bit disappointed to see only at 83. Because I don't think another Kingdom Hearts is going to show up, and I feel like Kingdom Hearts is iconic to PlayStation, especially. Yeah, thank you for the 280 stream sheet, by the way. Appreciate you being here every single day. But don't get me wrong, I like Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't think it comes close to 2. Well, it's as good as, but I just feel like 2 had a bigger impact and is more fun. I think they tried to do too much with 3. I think the problem with 3 is they tried to do too much of it. Story-wise. The best parts of 3 are actually all the non-Pixar bits. My favorite worlds was the Big Hero world and Tangled's world, believe it or not. Story-wise, anyway. And then they held back all the important story part until the final world, which I was just like... And then you just, yeah, like if you know what I'm talking, you know, I just, from my view, this should be much higher. The story is much better. Also, you had some of the best voice actors. Christopher Lee was a voice actor in Kingdom Hearts 2, by the way, guys. Rest in peace. Like, you know, Kingdom Hearts has had some very iconic voice actors, to be fair. Anyway, 82 Monster Hunter World 2. What is going on? Like, IGN, do you know video game industry at all? You're saying Monster Hunter World is 82. One of still the most popular video games in gaming right now is only 82. Do you know how to do the IGN? I mean, I should go. IGN staff who made this, do you know how to make video game lists? Have you ever done them before? Have you, like, who pays you? I know you get $20 per review, but come on, man. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. 82? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here to make out Monster Hunter the best game of all time. I personally don't care that much about Monster Hunter. I missed the rave. I missed the rush. I missed the charge for it all. Everyone being into Monster Hunter. I'm not that fussed about it personally. We played it on stream. I didn't get that addicted to it. I wasn't that fussed about it. But people swear by this game, and absolutely love this game and play, stand by it. And Monster Hunter Wilds is about to come out. And this game, I can see why people love this game. I genuinely see why people love this game. I'm not that fussed about it, but I feel like this should definitely easily get another top 20. These two here, wrongly placed. So is Horizon, and so is Doom Eternal. But we'll see how things progress. But damn, Medal of Honor Frontline. This is kind of based. Because this was the big FPS game of its time. This was more popular than Call of Duty before Call of Duty became what it is now. COD existed, but it wasn't that popular. No, this was the best Medal of Honor game. I think so. This is the game that had the levels that were in Saving Private Ryan. How's it going, Naya? Yes, I've played 3 of them, I think. But yeah, I loved this game myself. Don't get me wrong, I loved this game myself. I don't have a problem with this game being in the list. This is the one that had all the Saving Private Ryan levels with the sniper level and stuff. Yeah. And you start on the beach and stuff like that. Yeah, I did that mission so many times. Yeah, this game was really good, and I do feel like it mentions it here. Actually, this game was co-created by Steven Spielberg. There you go. He actually co-created. I didn't actually know that. So it was co-created by. So they made this alongside Saving Private Ryan, I guess, so that the storylines lined up. That's kind of cool. Yeah. It's really cool. It's kind of like played in the same. I think I don't remember the campaign, but I think he might actually be in it. Like the Private Ryan, you do that. You literally do if you remember the movie, the last bit as well as one of the missions as well, where you actually have to like save that with the tanks that come through. You actually have to do that mission. Pretty insane. Yeah, I liked it being there. It's not the most iconic FPS game. I have a feeling we're going to see Modern COD 4 or Modern Warfare 2 later on. But yeah, I think this is a fair placement for it. I feel like over time, Medal of Honor dropped off. EA started focusing more on Battlefield, and Battlefield were extremely popular on PC. They moved over to console. It blew up, like with Bad Company and Bad Company 2. I personally loved Bad Company 2 as well. We'll get into that part when that section shows up. But this was PS2. This was genuinely great. This kind of brought FPS alive for that era. And then I think COD released COD 3 as well. Maybe, I think it was, if not before, a little afterwards. And then, yeah, no, things started picking up a bit. COD 3 was before, like Modern Warfare and stuff as well. Hotline Miami. I haven't played it, but everyone raves about this game, especially Solid. I know Solid's going to be like, why haven't you played it? No, I know when the first Call of Duty was. I'm saying like, yeah, he said it came out really after. Huh. Oh, COD 3 was PS3, right? Yeah, okay. Sorry, it's hard to remember them all. I thought COD was a PS1 game. I swear COD was a PS1 game. Like, or a PC game first, but maybe I'm misremembering. There was a lot of FPS that were all basically similar. So I guess it's easy to mix them all up. Because they were predominantly PC games, and this was one of the first console games that kind of blew up. But yeah, this was alongside the hype of Saving Private Ryan, and it was genuinely a really good FPS game as well. They should report this or remaster it. Not remaster it as in like I want to spend loads of money on it. Just port it actually, just port it across. I think people would like to try it. But EA could do that, I'd be kind of down for it. Just to replay the campaign again. Hotline Miami, I've not played it, but I've heard it's one of a very hyped game. Most people say I can't comment whether I thought it should be higher, but everyone who I know talks about this game rates it beyond end. Also, I've heard some of the soundtracks really good. One of the biggest PlayStation ever games last. Oh, we've got a cameo. Okay. Killzone 2. This was the PS4. Okay. I thought Killzone 1 would be on it, but yeah, okay. Killzone 2. I was expecting Killzone to show up somewhere. I played one of the. I think I played Killzone 1. But I was late to the PS3. Yeah, I know it's PS3. They were both PS3 when they hire. Sorry, I know I mentioned PS4, but there's like a mix between them because there's a PS4 Killzone as well. That was Killzone 3, right? But yeah, I didn't play much of these because that's when I got into like the Battlefields and stuff, but really. But I shouldn't scroll down that much. But yeah, I feel like Killzone deserves to be on the Sony list because it is iconic FPS game. It was like Sony owned. Killzone 1 was PS2, 2 and 3 were PS3. Okay, thank you for confirming. Right. Okay. Is it fair to use games that come out this year? Is it fair to use games that came out this year? First Kingdom Hearts 2. Now this. Okay. If I see one of the dumbest games ever be rated number 77. They didn't even rate it 77. You stupid IGN. Right. Rebirth 78. I feel Rebirth is one of the best PS5 games on the market. And it only got 78. It encapsulated how to do a modern open world game. It encapsulated the original game in a fresh way and give us an experience to re-experience the original world of Final Fantasy VII in a fresh new way and for new players to enjoy it. The game gave an incredible satisfying experience for both the story, the pacing, and even post-game. I feel like this game is a 9.5 out of 10, and out of all the Sony games ever made, IGN, I know, right, okay, I feel like there's politics in this. IGN don't like Rebirth, guys. They couldn't give it they didn't give it much of a review. I think Square didn't give them a copy or something like that. IGN were like not giving any accolades around the Rebirth release. Square gave no like IGN gave us this or anything. No, I don't feel like this should be higher. This is easily top 30, top 20. I can't think what other PS5 only games that isn't, that isn't Astrobot and Stellar Blade is higher than this for PS5 era. This is the representative of PS5. I know that I'm a Final Fantasy VII fan and a Square fan here. But if you're wondering why I crap on IGN and don't trust anything they say, it's because they don't know how to do lists. When I see Rebirth, Horizon Zero Dawn, Monster Hunter, Kingdom Hearts 2, all within and Doom Eternal, these big massive games, not even in the top 70, I question who's making this decision. So far, this is the biggest passion project Square's put together. So, yeah, we'll see how things progress. But for me, this game is easily in the potentially top 10. But we'll see we'll review that when we get to the top 10, and I'll see do I feel like Rebirth's in there. That's my opinion, obviously. If I was being objective, I'd say it deserves to be in the top 30 easily. Ridge Racer Type 4. It's more of an arcade game, bro. I mean, yeah, Ridge Racer is if I don't just don't like IGN, that's fair. I think IGN don't know how to do real articles higher, to be honest with you. It's not that, oh, I have a personal disdain with them. I think they just have no credibility anymore. So that's just they just make it, a lot of their articles is rumors that they just steal from Reddit anyway. So, this reportedly is happening. This is rumored to have happened. It's just some Reddit discussion, and they've been caught multiple times. Yeah. So it's why I'm like. So Ridge Racer Type 4 deserves its accolades. Ridge Racer is for sure an iconic game of its time. I think it's more known as as an arcade game. When I used to go on vacations and holidays and stuff, I definitely remember seeing where it had a built-in steering wheel, games like this, and you could just race in it. They were fun. But I think out of all the racing games on the PlayStation, games like Need for Speed Underground 2, Destruction Derby, I think they all better games. I just named two different types of racing games. I did that intentionally. But no, I've got no disrespect against Ridge Racer being in this list at all. I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine to have Ridge Racer here. Yeah, that's true. And the Gran Turismo 100% will be on this list and be much higher for sure. We all know that. I wasn't much of a GT fan, I liked the one. I played GT on PS1. I can't remember which one was. There might have been 2. I think GT3 was on the PS3, right? But yeah, And oh, did anyone used to play Colin McRae's game on PS1 as well? I used to play that one a lot. That was a fun game. Hard left. That was a classic. But yeah, Ridge Racer, I think it deserves its accolades for being on it. Returnal. Okay. Do I think it's better than Rebirth, Monster Hunter World, Horizon Zero Dawn, Kingdom Hearts 2? No. But Returnal is a good game for what it was. It was a unique concept idea. It kind of had this looping effect where I didn't play this game, but I watched this game. I've watched a lot of this game. It has this looping effect. It did something unique, and for that, I just gives it respect. I think it's a play it once kind of deal. You play it, you beat it, you know, there's no replayability to it, anything. But I think the game it was like it took roguelike to another level in a way. It's a roguelike, but it doesn't feel like a roguelike. It flows into each other because it's like a looping effect in the game. Pretty cool. Driver. Oh, there's another racing game of classic. So I do think Driver was a good game. I do like my Driver. I'm sure there's some fair Driver fans in chat as well. I think Driver was a pretty big PS1 game as well. I think it was fun. I think Driver was pretty fun. It was like Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft Auto 3D. In 3D, I mean. I don't mean like Grand Theft Auto 1. I know GTA 1 and 2 existed already. But like, this game was, you know, had the same effect, you know, so yeah, it was like before GTA 3 blew up all over video gaming, Driver existed, you know, and Driver was very fun to play. So deserved to be in the list. Little Big Planet, I feel like should be higher because it was iconic for the PS3, and it redefined platforming in a way. I loved Little Big Planet, but then again, I'd say like maybe 60-50s. You know, I think this could be in a fair place as well. So we'll see how the list progresses. But if we see Little Big Planet 2 and 3 later on, I'm gonna be like, okay, now we're forcing the issue. But this was Astrobot before Astrobot existed. You know, Little Big Planet 3. I'm a bit sad Little Big Planet's kind of died out a bit. You know. I wish they just could recreate a Little Big Planet that feels like the original one, because one was a fantastic experience. I had so much fun with Little Big Planet, and do agree that it should be in this list. Yakuza 0. Dame, dame, dame do, dame, dame do. Okay, so this has one of the most iconic tracks in... this is for sure the most popular Yakuza game out there. This is the one that has the front. This is the one where I think this emote comes from as well, guys. This was the most iconic Yakuza game up until most recent, Like a Dragon and stuff like that. If you like the Yakuza games, most people will know this game. I didn't play any Yakuzas, but I've watched like 4 of them. I've watched playthroughs of 4 of them. This is one of mine. I think this game is great. Oh, there it is. Need for Speed Underground 2. So I love the soundtrack in this game. I love the gameplay. I loved, you know, modding up my cars. Like, this was the best Need for Speed game they ever released. I think everyone has their own favorite Need for Speed game. This, for me personally, is my favorite one and will stay with me. And I will actually ask for a remaster of this game. Just, I want it to be the same but remastered, you know. GTA 3 sold more than Vice City and San Andreas, I believe, Lumi. I didn't think it was the best selling PS2 game, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Need for Speed Underground 2, we'll see though. We'll see. I'm sure one of the GTAs they're going to show up on it for the PS2 for sure. Need for Speed Underground 2, genuinely had a great time with this game. I'm glad to see it on it. It's the only one that should be on it, to be honest with you. If I see like Most Wanted, yeah, because I played Most Wanted and I got bored of it very quickly. Oh, Divers 2? Really? I mean, yeah, I agree. But like this year, it's been a great year for Helldivers 2. They did you know, they are for live service, brought things back to life. I think they've brought people out of a stale environment, and they had a great boom at the start of the year. Also, it's up for awards this year. I don't think it's better than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Horizon Zero Dawn and Monster Hunter World, and you know, I feel like this is one of those. This is misplaced and should be higher, but I agree it should be on the list now. Right, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, absolutely agree. This should be on there. This is iconic, and it's getting a remaster that's due to be released in, well, a week's time. So yeah, Soul Reaver, I played 1. Soul Reaver 1 is the one I think I've played. I didn't play 2. No, I love Soul Reaver 1, but I didn't play 2. You don't have to like Soul Reaver. Like it's no, there's just, it took them a long time to remaster these games. It surprised me, to be honest with you. People have been wanting to remaster this game for a long time. There's a big fan base of this game. But I do think it's not for everybody, for sure. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Don't disagree with this being on the list either. I think this is a great game. I think this is probably the most iconic Prince of Persia games, for sure. Yeah, it's a game from its time. I agree. I think that's a really good way of wording it. Prince of Persia also deserves the accolades of being on this list. That's funny. Bully's on it. It was like, yeah, this was like, as it says here, ideas of Prince of Persia sequel eventually morphed into what became Assassin's Creed. So it was like the base concept for Assassin's Creed. Bully. Well, if you know what Bully is, you know what Bully is. It was, people still scream about this game, believe it or not. Bully was so popular, it was crazy. I didn't care that much about it, but people enjoyed this game for sure. And yeah, I agree with being on this. Do I think it's better than Kingdom Hearts 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Monster Hunter World, Horizon Zero Dawn? Absolutely not, but sure, it's a game of its time. I don't think this game could ever release in 2024 and get away with it. I think this game would get cancelled on release. Rumors of a sequel has always persisted. We say it and say no. Yeah, it's not happening, mate. Katamari. I've not actually played Katamari, but I've heard great things about it. I think I've seen a bit of Katamari. But yeah, I don't think it should be higher than some of the big names we've already seen on here. But Katamari, I do know about Katamari. I think it's good. Devil May Cry. Yeah, absolutely. The original Devil May Cry. Nice to see they use the original. I was surprised they didn't just put 5 on it and call it a day. Yeah, Katamari still people still like talk about Katamari now. I think they reported it to the PlayStation Store, actually. I think it's on PS Plus. We might have to double check, but I'm sure it's on there. Yeah, Bully would be questionable these days. It's a game of its time. But yeah. Devil May Cry absolutely deserves to be on here. This is the one I played. Believe it or not, this is the only Devil May Cry I played and enjoyed. Did I say cried? The only Devil May Cry that I've played, and I loved this game, but for some reason didn't play anymore. I think it just got too confusing. But when I was like, oh, go back and check all the Devil May Cry. But yeah, absolutely agree, and they use the original, which is really nice to see. Metal Gear Solid 5. I can't comment on Metal Gear 5, but people say it's good, right? Is it good? Solid? Is it good? I think that amazing game, bad story. That's what I've heard. Yeah, bad story, amazing game. So like kind of like the Kingdom Hearts 3 experience, then. Demo 2 is not even close, but you don't hate it like so many. Yeah, sometimes some sequels just fail to live up to the nature of the first game. Yeah, 5 is the popular one for sure. But this is the last Metal Gear Solid game that came out until the remake of 3 is coming out soon. Rocket League. So that I love the success of Rocket League. It was never meant to be as big as it was. Hang on, I don't want to spoil it. was never meant to be. I don't think anyone expected Rocket League to pop off the way it did. That's what I mean by that sentence, actually. But it blew up in a way that people love. And to this date, 9 years later, this game is still popular and still very well played. It has an esport backing behind it. It came out of nowhere. This is one of the games that is now free to play, but never used to. It never used to be free to play. I actually have a paid copy of this game. But yeah, this was originally one of those games that was originally you paid for, but it was like 10, 15. And then it's now free to play. And we're going free to play absolutely changed the game's growth as well. It brought it back to life. But yeah, in terms of, it's got this unique style for a live service game. This came out during the everyone plays a MOBA or FPS, but and it had an esport. Rocket League actually contends in it, and it's like a 5v5 football/soccer, but with cars. So I feel like it deserves its reward and accolades. Rocket League is still going to this day. Do I think it's better than some of the games we've seen above it? For me personally, no, but I do believe that it's on the list for sure. Destiny. I agree on the list. I actually agree with its placement as well. You could argue it could be a bit higher because it was the first game that Bungie made after Halo. So you had all the Bungie fans to please. And then and it moved to PlayStation, believe it or not. Destiny 1 was a good game. And Destiny 2 was a good game. Destiny 1 was a game that started on release. The history of Destiny, it had a rocky release, actually. Because it got released. They had the story of they made all this content. And it was made with Activision. It says only Bungie on it, but it was Bungie/Activision. And Activision, in true classic Activision form, this is why I don't like Activision. They do things like what I'm about to say. They removed half the content that Bungie had already made and said, no, we're going to time gate it and we're going to release it as all as DLCs. And it was releasing kind of a half. Its development went to it being an incredible video game. And people loved it, right? Then Destiny 2 came out, right? That's exactly what happened. I remember I was playing it I was there playing it. Destiny 2 came out, and then here's what Destiny 2 turned into a great game. I stopped playing it. I think I played it for like a year. Destiny 2 should have released Destiny 2 in the state that Destiny 1's final product should have been in. But they released it in the state that Destiny 1's original product was releasing, and effectively with better graphics. And I was like, what are you doing? So everyone kicked off, and then they went microtransaction crazy. There was a big controversy around it. They eventually mended their ways. I think once they ditched Activision, things got better. It took a while, but they're in a very, very steady place now. And have still been going for a very long time. This is a game that's now actually 10 years old, by the way. Oh no, that's Destiny 1. Sorry, I'm misreading that. But, they've made mistakes, but they've managed to maintain their player base. So I do respect what they've done. They've had they've done a lot of recycled content. I don't agree with deleting content. I will never go back to Destiny 2, even if I consumed it. Because I can't replay content. In fact, there's content I can't go back and play that I actually paid for and own. It's weird. But I get maybe for space, they're trying to clean up and stuff. Like I'm sure I don't follow too much what's happening currently with Destiny. But I do think it deserves to be on this list. And it deserves to be in, I think it's a fair place for it. I mean, I don't think it's really better. I don't think like Parappa the Rapper should be placed higher than Destiny. I feel like Destiny's pretty iconic as a video game. And I'll be interested to see how they develop Destiny 3 when they get to that one. I know Destiny 2 has been going for a flipping long time. Like 17 million. It feels like 20 years, but it's not. They just released. My problem with the way to do Destiny right now is they release an expansion pack and it's like $70. I don't know how much content comes out in that $70. I imagine it. Is it a full game's 100? Is it a full game's worth though, or is it, you know, is it like $30 worth? You know, like I get that it's live service, so you could argue it's a time sink, but I mean like quality wise. That being said, you know, I don't have issues with Destiny. I had a great time playing Destiny. I kind of miss it. It's like, it was like an RPG shooter, you know, it's damage based. A lot of games have also used its gearing system. You have like a gear score system, and your strength is based on each piece of gear all being certain things, but it's very loot box heavy. It's a loot and shooter basically, so it's a good grind. So it depends on how you view it. But if you, the way I see it is, if you play the game every day, I know you do, or if you play, I don't know about these days, but like, I know that you're a massive Destiny fan. But if you do play the game each day, you're getting the value out of it for sure. But I remember when the first DLC's expansions came out, they weren't $70 expansions. So, or even full price expansions. They were like fair price expansions. So, be interesting. But yeah, you was playing it before this. But yeah, I do think Destiny is worthy of being on this list. Yeah. Oh, that's what Parappa the Rapper is. I was trying to think, what the heck is Parappa the Rapper? I haven't played it. But yeah, I'm just concerned that Bungie's gone through a bit of a roller coaster recently, haven't they? But yeah, for sure, it deserves to be on the list. It's iconic to Sony. Parappa the Rapper. So it's a rhythm game. Yeah, I didn't play Parappa the Rapper, but I know about it, and I know it's very popular actually. So yeah, should be on the list now. I've seen that picture, I recognize it. Hitman. Which one is this? Is this the original? Is the PS3 one? PS4 one? I feel like Hitman PS2 was the popular one, like Splinter Cell and stuff like. Okay, so I feel like Hitman should be on this list somewhere, but maybe I don't know what this one is. I haven't played this one. Is this 2016's one? No, this isn't 2016's one. This is 2023 apparently, and this is a remaster. Is this a remaster of it? I don't know what this one is. I know the Hitmans are great. There was a phase of good Hitmans. I didn't even know they released a new Hitman, to be honest with you, and this is a remaster. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of this one. I feel like more of a classic Hitman should be on there. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Right, so this is known as the best Assassin's Creed game ever released by the fans. I would play Assassin's Creed 1, 2, the Ezio stuff, basically Brotherhood and Revolution. And then I kind of lost interest in Assassin's Creed because I felt like I did play Origins, got bored of it after like 15 hours because I was like, yeah, this is not for me. Like Horizon and Ghost rewoke me into those kinds of games and felt interesting. These just turn into reskins, but everyone swears by Black Flag being the best one. So if there's ever one I will consider playing, it's going to be Black Flag. That being said, sure. If another Assassin's Creed gets put on this list and it's higher than this one, this list is terrible, but we'll see. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Yeah. Hot take, didn't play this one myself. I actually own it. I don't know, I have to find it. I own this. I actually own this, never played it. I played one. I played Metal Gear 1 is the only one I've ever really played. So, but I own it, believe it or not. So maybe I'll get a chance to play Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't know, I swear people swear by this game. Or is it 3? There's one that's like, it's like Marmite. Some people love it, some people hate it. But like, I can't remember which one people talk about. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. Sure, I've had people swear by this game. Yep. People love 3 as well. Okay, which one is the one that people don't like? I swear there's one that people don't like. Maybe 4. Journey, I agree. Love Journey. Journey's a fantastic game. If you want an escape for like 4 hours and try something fresh, Journey is definitely, it's like neither. It's like neither or Agree. Like Journey is definitely a game that's worth experiencing at least once. It's a game you play once and experience it once and move on. But this was a great game. Genuinely worth it. Worth trying out. Crash Bandicoot 57? You're telling me Crash Bandicoot only made 57. Oh, Metal Gear 2 gets a lot of criticism. Okay. That's the one. Going back before we carry on. Metal Gear 2 is the one that starts on the boat, right? I swear, is Metal Gear 2 the one that starts on the boat? Yeah, okay, I remember it. I played the first mission. I specifically, I remember that part. Okay, so yeah, Crash Bandicoot, I feel is extremely iconic, and one of the most memorable PlayStation 1 games. Now, I know not everyone's into 3D platformers, but this game's still popular now, mate. So I feel like this, I'm so curious how the top 20 folds out, because Crash Bandicoot only made 57. I get this being higher than Horizon, than Monster Hunter World, and Final Fantasy Rebirth, and all that stuff. But 57? Alright, IGN. Next, Spyro 1. Ghost of Tsushima. I am very pleasantly surprised to see this on here. I feel like it wouldn't be as good as it was if it wasn't for Horizon. Even though they're two different devs, I feel like Ghost wouldn't exist without... How's it going, Lassie? Lassie, you didn't see where Monster Hunter World is only 86, mate. Ghost of Tsushima is an incredible video game. Great to see it on the list. Happy to see where it is. I don't think it's more iconic than Crash Bandicoot, but sure, maybe this isn't most iconic. This is whatever they define as best. $55, Final Fantasy IX. I like it where it is. I think it's fair to put it in 55. So, how much do I agree with the list so far? I haven't seen it all. I can't comment yet. I don't agree with some of the ones at the start. The 100 to 81 is, I think, objectively wrong, but we'll see. So far, I haven't seen a game on it that doesn't deserve to be on this list, if anything. I think the order might be off so far, but I think I haven't seen a game on here that I'm like, okay, they're just making games up now. You know, I think every game on here has been deservingly, you know, whether it's the franchise. The Hitman one was weird. Because I don't think anyone cares about World of Assassin. I think there's better Hitmans to pick, but sure. Final Fantasy IX, we just got done playing Final Fantasy IX. We just did Excalibur 2. We just got the Platinum Trophy in Final Fantasy IX. But it's a game that I loved playing back in the day. Obviously, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are my favorite Final Fantasies. They're my childhood Final Fantasy games. It's always going to be up there. It's always going to be special to me. After replaying it recently, I flipping love the story more than I ever have before. Phenomenally paced game. Has a great balance. Has some really bad mini games. But that's probably, you know, it has a handful of problems. It literally has is the best developed PS1 Final Fantasy game. All right. Batman Arkham City. Okay, there was 2 Arkham games that was insane. Battle Systems unbearably slow. I mean, you can speed it up a bit. But yeah, it's slow. It's more the animations are really slow, eh? Trance, it's slow. I agree. The steal rate is ridiculous. Tetramaster. And yeah, you know, like some of the mini games. Other than that, top tier video game. Batman Arkham City. I think it was Arkham Asylum that was the more popular one. I'm surprised to see not Arkham Asylum and not Arkham City. Sorry, that was so badly worded. I'm surprised it doesn't say Arkham Asylum and not they put Arkham City on here. They were both very popular. I think Arkham Asylum was way more popular. Asylum was the first one, yeah, and way more popular. It was always sold out. Because I was in a game shop when this came out. I worked in a game shop when this came out. But yeah, I agree with one of the Arkhams being on here. I think if Asylum isn't on here, and I don't imagine it is going to be, this is the wrong title. They should have put Arkham Asylum on it. I don't think they've done their research in this. Vagrant Story. Really? Now, don't get me wrong. I liked Vagrant Story. In fact, I don't think I ever finished this game, and I need to go. I plan to actually come back and finish this one day. I don't think it's better than Final Fantasy IX. I don't think it's better than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I like to see it on here. They've never reported this either. It's crazy. It's not been reported. It's not been remastered. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, I need to finish this game. I remember playing it as a kid. Remember when I was playing it as young, and I was like, it's not like Final Fantasy, but that didn't put me off of it. I think it's really challenging. It might be, I might find a different interpretation to it now, but when I first played this, I found it really challenging, and that's why I stopped playing it. I think I actually struggled with it because it was that hard. Yeah, this is surprising to see at 53 as well, of all places. They're rating this higher than Monster Hunter World. They're rating this higher than Horizon Zero. They're saying that this game is more iconic than those games. I don't agree. I like the fact that it's on this list as a Square fan. But I don't know about, you know, its position on this list. This could have been a good 80. Putting this in the 80s would be fine. Marvel Spider-Man 2. Okay, so to be fair, this game is... I didn't play it, but I've heard nothing but great things about both Spider-Man games. And this game was very well loved by its Spider-Man fans. So, yeah, I agree. I agree this being on the list already. The Walking Dead, that's the Telltale game, right? Yeah, it's the Telltale game. I don't care much for Telltale games, but for sure I know there's extremely popular demand. There was a phase where they were extremely popular and there's a big demand for them. And this came out before the TV show, right? I could be wrong with that statement. No, it didn't come out before the TV show. Okay, this is based off the comic. No, the TV show actually came out. This came out in 2012, apparently. The TV show started in 2010, but they based this off the comics, not the TV show. So the stories come from the original comics, not the actual TV show. So, yeah. So they don't actually use anything to do with the TV show, which is cool. It's just timed as well. Obviously, people who are fans of the show, because season 1 and 2 were like extremely popular. Even I like season 1 and 2 of The Walking Dead. Yeah, the show, I just quickly googled it. It came out in 2010, the TV show. There it is, Grand Theft Auto 3, number 50. So this, another one I'm surprised to not see higher. Whether you like GTA or not, this game, in my opinion, is one of the games that brought open world games into a popular way. People can say Assassin's Creed all you like, but no, I think this is the first game. Like people, I played a GTA when I was younger, right? As well. I've actually replayed through 3 and still appreciate it for what it is. GTA wouldn't be what it is now without this game. 3 is the most iconic GTA. It might not have the highest sales. It might not be up there with 5%. But people, and I know GTA fandom now is all like, will scream that 5 is the best ever made one. But none of those would exist if it wasn't for 3. Okay? 3 isn't as long as it feels, but you know, who used to play GTA and just drive around and actually not break any rules and just straight up like stopped at traffic lights? I know, what a loser, right? You could do whatever you want, and it kind of gave you that sense of like outside world, but in a video game. This also was the game that everyone was like, this game is teaching my children to be criminals. And then like, but you're buying an 18 rated game or rated R game for your children kind of thing, you know, whatever. But like, also the voice acting cast in this game, holy smokes, dude. It's insane. You got gangsters, there's voice actors from Sopranos all over it, Michael Madsen, and they're just very cameo like roles as well. Like they literally have like, you know, this is the ultimate be a criminal gangster as a video game, you know? So yeah, this is definitely iconic. 100% should be on the list. I feel it should be higher than, if there's another GTA after this, I imagine 5 is going to be on it. If there's going to be any other GTA, it'll be 5. Don't get me wrong, I preferred Vice City 2, had better soundtrack. I like Vice City because it's basically Scarface, and I love Scarface the movie. But none of those exist, you know, if it wasn't for 3. And yeah, I think this game, you know, if there's only I think the only one that should be on here that's higher than this would be 5, and I can understand why, because the sales and popularity and it's still relevant. But I do think none of it was as different for 3. So 3 did its job and is an incredible game. Final Fantasy Tactics, haven't played it. I know, come on, don't hold your fruit, don't throw your tomatoes at me. I know. Is it better than Final Fantasy 9 Rebirth? I don't know.
Come on, man.
But fair. I love the fact that this game's on here as a Square fan. And if there's gonna, I haven't played any proper tactics games, but I will be starting with tactics. Maybe, hopefully next year. Most people swear by this as one of their favorite Final Fantasy games, to be fair. So, yeah. I mean, we're only 50 in, Lumi. You never know. This won't make you like them. We'll see. Okay, this is just wrong. This is just wrong, dude. Like, who? Here comes the FromSoft arse licking. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, FromSoft. We gotta get FromSoft in there. You can't put Demon Souls in here, dude. Like, nah, Demon Souls is the worst Souls game. Okay. People might say it's better than Demon Souls 2, than Dark Souls 2. It's the one that started it for sure, but Dark Souls is the one that made it good. You know? Dark Souls 1 is the one that made it good. There's nothing wrong with the word arse.
Come on, man.
It's not a swear word. Right. Anyway. Butt licking then. But yeah. I didn't play Dark Souls 2. But Dark Souls 1 made this concept really good. If you've played Demon Souls and you know how to farm flasks, I mean, most people say Dark Souls 2 is the worst of all FromSoft games, to be honest with you. But I think but there are people that swear by and love Dark Souls 2. So there is like, I think it's like the cult fandom of 2, you know, 2. If you love it, you love it. You hate it kind of thing. No, what do you mean on swear free? I didn't swear. But I've watched a bit of 2. I've seen a bit of it and thought, it's because it's different to Dark Souls 1. I think that's what people struggle with. And then Dark Souls 3 kind of went back to more Dark Souls 1 style, and that's why people go 1 and 3 are the best ones. My concern of Demon Souls being 48 is 1, it's not better than Horizon, it's not better than Monster Hunter World, it's not better than Final Fantasy and Rebirth, it's not better than half the games on this list so far. You put it at 48, put it at 90 something for sure. Get real, because Dark Souls is definitely going to be on it. Well, okay, Bloodborne will be on it, but like, maybe they won't count Dark Souls. God of War 2. Ooh, they're using an original God of War game. Agree. I love the original God of War games. I didn't play the new ones. I love the original ones though. Chrono Cross. So I don't know. I don't know about Chrono Cross. I can't comment. I can only go off what Hero said, and he said it wasn't very good comparatively to Chrono Trigger. But I think the Chrono Cross stigma is if you play Chrono Trigger first, you're going to struggle with Chrono Cross in terms of. I asked the question: is it because you played Chrono Trigger first? Most people say Chrono Cross isn't that good because of Chrono Trigger is phenomenally better, right? But there's no way this is better than Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, flipping Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, this is where the list is going to start falling to pieces, guys. Is this better than Destiny? I mean, I don't think this. When people say Chrono, they say Trigger, right? They don't say Cross. No one says Chrono Cross. If you say Chrono, you automatically think Trigger, not Cross. But yeah. Don't get me wrong, if you like it, you like it. I'm not saying the game's terrible. I haven't played it yet. But Final Fantasy IX, guys. Anyway. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. No idea what this is. What's this one? Oh, this is the PSP game. So is this game, Metal Gear fans in chat, is this game better than Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 5? We haven't had one yet, have we? No. One will be much higher. Okay, I'm getting mixed reactions. Okay. Well, looks like it's 50-50. I would say no, personally. Is this like how Crisis Core is like... Is this like good but Crisis Core level of good where they just struggled to fit a full game on a PSP and it just didn't hit home as well good? Where my opinion of Crisis Core, for example, should be... is it should have been released on a PS3 and been bigger rather than, you know, story-wise, rather than what they did with it. Or is this just kind of like... Yeah? Okay, fair enough. Like, it had a lot of potential, but then it was held back by the platform. Yeah, that's what I say. Crisis Core's decent, but it's held back by the actual console that it's on. I'm not insulting. I'm just saying Crisis Core is held back. Its potential is limited because of the platform that it's released on. But PSP, they were really trying to drive the PSP because the DS was going crazy during this time period. So I get it. Guitar Hero. Oh, agree. I agree this bit. I actually agree with this position. I don't agree with some of the ordering, but Grand Theft Auto 3, objectively the best Guitar Hero game. If there's any Guitar Hero game you've played, most people play 2 or 3, right? 3 is the one that has it all. Through Fire and Flames has, you know, as the Weezer has all of that on there. This is the one that me and my friends would like jam at university. This is the one. This was... Dude, I even still have the set behind all my monitors over here. Like, I had the Rock Band one. I got the Beatles Rock Band version, actually. But yeah. Guitar Hero 3, iconic. Guitar Hero 3, I flipping loved this game. Great party game as well. Bulls on Parade. Look, I got all the achievements on this. I was so proud of myself. On Extreme as well, it was like hard. It was so hard, especially for Fire. Especially for Fire and Flames, it was like, but yeah. Wipeout XL. Yeah, I feel like Wipeout is pretty iconic for what it is. You know, the demo disc game that it was. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it sold that well. I think the first one is definitely it's a game that was of its time. I don't think like people care about Wipeout now, but it's historically a game for Sony for sure. My game! It's my game! Time Splitters 2. Okay, so I love the fact that I actually played it on the GameCube, but whatever. Time Splitters 2 was my favorite Time Splitters. So Wi-Fi brought Project Eat and Red Bull to the US. Huh, interesting. I love. Come on, Time Splitters 2. If you can't agree that Time Splitters is a great game, then you know what's wrong with you. Time Splitters is very cool, very fun. I used to play with Time Brother as well. It was like GoldenEye, but the next level. You know, it was like it kind of played a bit like GoldenEye, including its storyline, but like was more comic-y, you know, and I think that's why it was great. Yeah, Future Perfect and 2. I didn't play 1, I don't think. I was going to play some of them on stream just for some fun at some point. Do I think it's higher than some of the games I've had before this? Not necessarily, but I do think, for me personally, this is a fan favorite. This is a personal fan one for me. Yeah, it is made by the GoldenEye devs. That's why, because the campaign, it uses the same, you know, GoldenEye has that ring system for health and armor on the side. Time Splitter uses the same thing. Titanfall 2. Oh, overrated, bro. Titanfall is so overrated, guys. I'm sorry. It's overrated and it wasn't that fun. I was more interested in COD, I'll be honest with you. It's overrated, bro. It's overrated. Didn't care for it at all. I played Titanfall 1, to be fair, and I was like, eh. Stop! I need to stop spoiling it. Stop looking down. Yeah, Titanfall 2, in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't play 2, but obviously I played Apex and stuff like other than that, but in fact, I don't even know why Apex haven't tried to incorporate these mechas, but they tried to do something unique. To be fair, where you have like mechas, but it's like an FPS, but I was too knee deep in Modern Warfare, to be fair. Vice City. So yeah, it's better than GTA 3, but I don't know if we should have both of them on it. But yeah, Vice City has an insane cast of voice actors in this, including Ray Liotta as the main actor. I mean, Google it. The list is like who's the other? Bob, not Bob. Let me grab something. Let me just give you an idea. Vice City voice actors. This is not why the game's good, by the way. But this was a time where PS2 got a lot of major voice actors. We had Ray Liotta, Tom Sizemore, Robert Davey, William Fletcher, Danny Dyer, Dennis Hopper, Burt Reynolds. Burt flipping Reynolds is in a video game, guys. Like, kind of crazy, right? But it's basically, if you like Scarface, you'll like this game, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. Has a great soundtrack. Really encapsulates the 80s, you know. If you like 80s music as well. Astro Bot, okay. Yes, I agree. I agree with this game being on this list. I agree with I've heard nothing but incredible things. Do I think it's 40 places above Final Fantasy and Revo? Well, one's got 200 hours, one's got 15 hours in it, so I'll let you make that judgment. But this is up for Game of the Year and received one of the highest receptions in history. So yeah. And also the free version that comes with the PS5 was an incredible experience, and that was just 4 hours. So you know what? I love Howler Astrobot, and we're going to be playing this game very soon, by the way. So Astrobot is right around the corner when we're going to be playing this very soon. Tomb Raider, iconic. Absolutely agree. I even agree with its position. I'm surprised it's not higher. I have no idea what's going to make top 20 at this rate. Final Fantasy 7 hasn't shown up yet, guys. Yeah, Tomb Raider is great. And Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 are the ones I played. Do you want to see? Who doesn't remember Tomb Raider 2 and locking the butler in the fridge? Come on. Who didn't do that? Everyone I knew that everyone who's played the game definitely done that. With everyone, so what I love about Tomb Raider is like because it was an adventure game and it was like a puzzle game, and it weren't just about action with guns. Like, it was all like a puzzle game. It was awkward to play. You had to sometimes line her up perfectly on the frame and then do that jump back, and then run forward and jump at the right time. But like, it would be annoying if it released right now in those same states. But I enjoyed them for what they are, you know. I don't think Tomb Raider's ever been done well ever since, in my opinion. People disagree. I feel now people care more about the look of Lara Croft rather than the actual game, which bothers me a lot. You know, I know that this was the waifu of its generation, but like, I think people talk more about how Lara should look now and whether their games are good. I did briefly play one of the PS4 versions of Tomb Raider, and I thought it looked great for, you know, I think it actually looked really good. And I enjoyed a bit of it as well. But there's one of the Square ones, I can't remember which one it is, but you know, Square always make their games look good, right? This was pre-Square, and I think they've remastered 1, 2, and 3 now, actually. And I heard those versions of them are really good representations of the games themselves. So yeah, not surprised to see us on it. Right, Uncharted 4, okay. Yeah, I agree. I didn't play 4, believe it or not. Played 1 and 2, but Uncharted as a series should be on it. I don't know if Uncharted is the most popular one. I thought 3 was the most popular one. But Nathan Drake, iconic character. Hey, Naughty Dog, can you just stop with The Last of Us and make Uncharted 5? It would go hard. Just saying. There you go. There's Nier Automata. So I don't really need to say much. Nier Automata speaks for itself. Huge. I think people love the action gameplay in this game. I've played it once, but never much of it. I still to play this game. We're going to be playing this at some point next year as well, or down the road. This game was it's not a sequel. It's set in the same world as Drakengard, right? So, and I used to play Drakengard. So it's one of those things that I want to play the game, right? I had the gameplay's really, from what I've seen, the gameplay's really good and really fun. The soundtrack is top tier. There's one track that I already love. There's a few tracks in the game I already love. Yeah, massive fan base behind it. Like, completely agree with being on it. I think it's in the right spot as well. I think there are some that some of the, again, going back to some of the games that are in the 80s and 70s, it should be where this game is now. Excuse me. I feel like some of the games that are much higher on this list should be here. The ones we mentioned, I've already keep going back to, you know, but for sure. Yeah, same one as Drakengard. I didn't play all the Drakengard games. I think it was just like 2 was the one I played a lot of. Burnout 3 Takedown. Better than Nier? Okay, so Paradise is the one that most people go to for Burnout games. But Burnout 1 or 2 was the one that really put it on the map. The whole crashing into cars or the super effects. Oh, that we'll sounds cool. Yeah, we'll be playing Nier. I'm very excited to get into that. But yeah, this game is Burnout games themselves are very fun. They kind of fell off after Paradise, but I think it became more open worldy with Paradise. I'm surprised that they didn't pick Paradise. That was the most popular one, I think, but sure. Dishonored 2. 3.0. Yeah, maybe you're right, Stone. I think that's right. I think Burnout 3 did put it on the map, and Paradise finished the job. But that's like saying Kingdom Hearts 1 should be on instead of Kingdom Hearts 2, you know? So, we'll see. Dishonored 2, I feel like Dishonored 1 should be on here, not Dishonored 2. I didn't play 2 yet, saying that, but I played Dishonored 1. I love the concept of Dishonored, though. So, speaking of which, Dishonored 3 anytime, like, in the next 7... Oh, never mind. But yeah, I do like Dishonored should be on here in some form of way. Akami, hot take, you haven't played Akami. But I know how incredible this game, people say how incredible this game is. Another Capcom banger. Capcom are always good at games. Will be trying Akami, probably the HD version at some point. But yeah, people love this game. I swear by. I actually own it, but I never played it for some reason. Like I actually owned it on its original format, but I never got to play it. Got a chance to play it for some reason. But yeah, I know Okami is very well loved. Speaking, we actually guessed this would be on there before. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I don't think it's higher than some of the games that have been on this list already, but I do think this was, I loved this game. This was my Tony Hawk's game that I played the crap out of. This is the one that has Guerrilla Radio as the opening theme. Bam, 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 bam. Lights out! Guerrilla Radio! You know, like, it's classic. It's got the one with the school. If anyone remember used to play Tony Hawk's game, it's got the one with the school as the second level. That's what most people remember, the school was the second level. But yeah, this is the best Tony Hawk's game. End of discussion. Best skateboarding game. End of discussion. Final Fantasy. I mean, it puts a smile on my face. You'll see it here. I agree with its placement. Has my favorite ending in Final Fantasy. Game's very special to me. I mentioned 7, 8, 9, 10 all very special to me. Best looking PS2 game for the time that it released. And it didn't even come that long after the PS2 release as well. Played really well. Played it endlessly. I actually had the international version, so I had all the Dark Hounds and stuff as well, so I could enjoy the full experience of it. How's it going, Monkey Wrench? Good to see you. The remakes are good. Yeah, I didn't play it in the NDE, but yeah, it's nice to see they finally like brought them out. But yeah, Final Fantasy X. Like I will wait for. I'm doing a lore playthrough of 10 and then after 8 anyway. So I'll talk about my love for this game during that process. Suikoden 2. Yep, deserves to be on it. Absolutely. About to get a remaster. One of the most iconic, a very iconic RPG. I don't think it's as big as Final Fantasy X or 9 or even like, you know, a lot of the... Yeah, there's a remaster coming out in February. They're remastering Suikoden 1 and 2. Did you not know? It's speaking about it a lot. Yeah, Suikoden 1 and 2 been remastered for February. It's going to come released in one package. Yo, Gags, how's it going? Good to see you, dude. Welcome to the top 100 best games according to IGN. But yeah, nice to see the better one of them. I never finished it, but I played the start of 2 for sure. Resident Evil, iconic game. They picked the first one. I agree with the choice. I think Resident Evil 2 is the better game, but you know, 1 has the goofy opening if I remember correctly. But yeah, 1 or 2, absolutely glad to see either one of them on it. Yeah, well, we're having fun with the IGN list. I'm not taking it that seriously. Their order is that Final Fantasy Rebirth 78, guys. Yeah, I heard the remakes are really good as well, so that's good. Can't go wrong with a Jill sandwich. Yeah. Mass Effect 2. I played Mass Effect 1. See, I'm not that fussed about BioWare games in general, to be honest with you. But I can see why people love Mass Effect and that stuff. You know, I didn't care for Dragon Age, to be honest with you. But yeah, deserves its accolades, deserves to be on it. I think I thought 3 was the more popular one, but maybe I'm misremembering. 2 was, I guess 2 was the better version of 1. Tekken 3. We all know. Any Tekken 1, 2, or 3 should be on this list. End of. You know, that's fine. God of War Ragnarok. Not the 2018 one, the one game of the year. God of War Ragnarok still go to, huh? Interesting. But yeah, the game studio that people have said, I've seen lots of praise around both God of War remakes. I've yet to... I don't know if it's higher than half the games I've seen on this list. I don't fully agree that it will be... Well, you know, maybe I need to play them. But at 27, I mean, I don't think Tekken 3 should be higher than some of the games that we've seen on this list so far. Yeah. Persona 5 Royal. I don't think it matters which version you put on it. Persona 5 should be on here for sure. In some capacity. Because... Well, okay, let me just be clear. It was on the PS3, Persona 5. And it was known as one of the greatest RPGs of its time. Just play Royal higher if you're going to play Persona 5. It's got it's like a complete. It's basically Persona 5 complete. That's what Royal is. But it's a turn-based RPG to show that it can be done. It's a true turn-based RPG. So, you know, 25, I think it's in a good place for it as well, you know? Hey, yeah. Am I ever going to finish Persona 5? Probably not. I started this game a long time ago. Still haven't finished it. But people still scream out Persona. And this came out in the original came out on the PS3. So, you know, this brought Atlas to life. Even though Persona 4, still very popular, big fan base. Persona 3 is a very core fan base. And Atlas released Persona 3 remake this year. Did extremely well. People scream about that. And then Metaphor, as we know, is up the game of the year. And people are saying it's one of the best games I've ever made. Resident Evil 4. Wait, the remake? I mean, like, okay. Aren't we pushing it a bit? 29, and then we go down, and then 24, Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, I heard the remake was really good, to be fair. It's like Final Fantasy VII's remake to you know, if I would say like the remake, it weren't a one-for-one. They actually like remade the game from the ground up and paid homage to it. Resident Evil 4 is what I think the best Resident Evil they made for back in the day. But I don't see why you don't just put Resident Evil 4 here rather than its remake at this point. Maybe they're just trying to encapsulate some modern games in there and that's how they do it. No, I haven't even played the demake. How's it going, Lyrics, by the way? Good to see you. I would like to at some point. No, it's PlayStation. So this is PlayStation only. Ocarina won't make it. It's not. San Andreas really made. So they put all three of them on here, did they? Okay. Oh god. This is IGN R. Again, this is another case of IGN. Oh, Rockstar! Rockstar, we love you so much, Rockstar. We're gonna give you 11 out of 10 for GTA 6, even though it's not even out yet. Kind of thing. Only 23? I don't even think it's the best GTA on the PS2. Yeah, it's got more features than the game. Yeah, it added all of the features. It's just that it's just like, you know, they just made it better than they just added in as much fun stuff they could into the game. Well, I'm not complaining about San Andreas being on it. I just don't. I think if the order went 3 Vice City, if the order went San Andreas, Vice City, and 3, I would agree in that order in terms of how they're showing up on the list. I don't think San Andreas is bad. I played the hell out of it. In fact, it finally brought in a gang system. You know, with gang wars, all the games about gang wars, you could actually recruit gang members to run around with you in this game, which was, you know, what people wanted, and they actually brought that into the game. So San Andreas is a great game, don't get me wrong. And obviously, as the iconic pulling up to the fast food outlet, kind of like, and this Big Smoke orders all the food. Can I get a number? And I can't remember the things, but number 29 and another 29, and then like, you know, but yeah. I mean, I think the PS2 games are objectively better than 5, but games always get better progressively over time, you know, like. But if I see GTA 5 is definitely going to show up in a minute as well, you know, like. Well, actually, GTA 5 released on all platforms. Maybe it doesn't count as only PlayStation at that point. These were PlayStation only. Portal 2, fully agree with this being on the list. Portal 1 and 2, both incredible games. I love them both. I love that. I kind of want Portal 3. I know people say, well, we can't carry it on. It doesn't have to be a full-on sequel. Just. It's Valve, so it never happened, but I love this puzzle idea. I still love this puzzle idea. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Look, I love this game. I'm a COD player at heart. But it's not better than some of the games that have shown. I mean, it depends. It was, to be fair, I don't disagree with it being here either, because it was the Call of Duty game that put it on the map. Yeah, COD 4 is iconic. I agree. I don't know. My inner RPG gets mad. Silent Hill 2. Yeah, agree. This being on it. There's the reason why Silent Hill 2 got the remake treatment, because it was the most popular Silent Hill game. There it is. There it is. Dark Souls. And believe me, and Bloodborne's going to be in the top 10, guys, for sure. If Bloodborne's number 1, I'm going to scream. But there's Dark Souls. See, this is why Demon Souls doesn't need to be on it, because Dark Souls is on here. So I think Demon Souls needs to come off this list completely. I agree with Dark Souls on the list. But, you know. Gran Turismo 3? Oh, really? I thought 4 would have been the one that gets on here. Yeah, but people play the remaster now, to be fair, higher. But I think you could, it's like saying Final Fantasy 7 hasn't aged well. Like, it depends on how you see it. If you're a fan of From stuff, you'll probably still enjoy Dark Souls, but I see where you're coming from when you say that. I think if people only played Elden Ring and then went back and played Dark Souls 1, they wouldn't enjoy it that much. I'm surprised GTA 3 was the one. I thought GTA 4 was the bigger one, but sure. I was expecting GT to be on here at some point because GT is GT. Actually, no, GT was the popular one. GT was the one that everyone went crazy about. Persona 4 Golden. Okay, this is wrong, dude. Like, look, Persona 4 Golden, great game, PSP, but it's not better. It's not more iconic or better, best in their words, than 5. Objectively, you know, we're trying here. We're trying, you know. I mean, it's subject to opinion for sure, but I think 4 popularized Persona though. I think 4 is the game that popularized the idea of Persona, or like, you know, made it, you know, because Persona 4 came out during the growth of anime in the Western market, so it depends on how you perceive it. So it came out at the right time, and I think that's why people like connected to it, and it was on the PSPs, so it was easy to play if you had the portable. This is golden though, to be fair, so you know, and it was on Steam for ages, so people played this on Steam, and it took forever for Persona 5 to get released on PC because God knows what reason why. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, maybe you're right. I think they're just throwing them both too close. I think if you put, you know, Persona 5 a bit higher. Yeah. Witcher 3, not surprised to see this on here. People scream about this game now. I didn't play Witcher 3, but the concept idea for side quests, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, literally the devs literally said that you wanted the side quest system that Witcher 3 and Horizon use. In fact, Horizon used the same side quest system as Witcher 3. I don't disagree with this. I think this game is literally iconic for what it is. Like I said, I haven't played it, but I know how iconic it is, so I agree with this being on it. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Again, not the biggest knower for Metal Gear games, but is it better than Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4? And that PSP game. I just know Metal Gear Solid 1's going to show up after this anyway, but it'd be crazy if it doesn't. You get why it's above the other ones? Yeah, I think it's more of a fan. I think it's more of a... It's like Final Fantasy. Everyone has their favorites, right? So, yeah. I'm just trying to get an objective view. Maybe I need to play for the Metal Gears to understand them. Symphony of the Night. Okay. 14? I mean, it is the most iconic Castlevania game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like that it's on here as well. Should it be higher? We'll see what's there. Yeah, I agree. I like this. I like it where it is. I'm happy to see it. IGN, could you suck up to FromSoft any harder? Like, come on. Like, look. I enjoyed Elden Ring. You will watch me play it, and it's DLC. But do we really need to put Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Elden Ring? And just so we're clear, this is a PlayStation list. This released on PC at the same time. Dude, this released on all platforms. This is not the 13th most popular PlayStation game of all time. Stop claiming that it is. It's only up for Game of the Year because they haven't bothered to make an expansion of the year as a category because they don't have, because Game Awards are kind of, well, even though we host them, they're kind of dumb. No. Just to be clear, this list doesn't suck because I'm just laughing because I said FromSofts are going to show up all towards the end, right? This is wrong. It should be the DLC instead. True. But look, Elden Ring is the best FromSoft game they've ever made, right? I think, in my opinion. I played one, Bloodborne and Elden Ring, to be fair. But I've watched a bit of the others and I know a lot of their developments and stuff. I just don't find they're not my priority games. But I think it's the best game they've made in terms of it. But, you know, hardcore FromSoft fans will be like, wow, no, it's not. But, you know, it is what it is. If I see Bloodborne's definitely going to be on in coming up soon. But Sekiro isn't on here yet either. I feel like this list is just trying to kiss FromSoft's ass for some reason. It's getting a bit boring, you know. But the biggest surprise in Elden Ring might just be how similar it is to past FromSoft games. No, that's not surprising. But don't let time-tested combat. Anyway, look, I enjoyed Elden Ring. It was a great stream game, but yeah. Most FromSoft fans feel like Bloodborne is their favorite. It's different to conventional FromSoft, so, but it's in the same style. But you know, I think it should be higher than Dark Souls and Demon Souls, but I just don't think Demon Souls should have been on this list. Full stop. Right, number 12. We'll enjoy each one. Elden Ring. You know what? Open world game. It encapsulates the idea of Skyrim. It's very inspired by Skyrim as well, which hasn't shown up yet, by the way. Very inspired by Skyrim and Elder Scrolls as well, but it's also got the FromSoft Dark Souls experience. So, you know, I think the game's great. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed it. I watch a lot of Elden Ring in my own time. It's good background noise. Interesting. The Last of Us Part 2. See, I agree with number 1 being on here. But Part 2, really? Look, I haven't played any of them, right? Okay, just to be clear, I haven't played any of them. But 2 has a lot of controversy around it and a lot of people that were disappointed with the game. Unless The Last of Us 1 is going to show up in the top 10, which I suspect it will, I feel like Last of Us 2 could have easily gone much higher up in the list. You know, Ghost of Tsushima's been passed on this. Monster Hunter World, guys, got passed up on this. Destiny, I feel, is more iconic than Part 2 here. Rebirth. Horizon Zero Dawn. Come on, man. Like, are we trolling? Ooh, Naughty Dog. This is not better than Uncharted. Anyway. Resident Evil 2, the remake. If I were to ask you guys, maybe it's just our generation. Do you think Resident Evil 2 remake or the original Resident Evil 2 should be here? What would you say? I feel like I know the answer, but I feel like Resident Evil 2 is 2 better than 4. I mean, it depends on when you played them, I think. Really, the remake. I feel like for iconicness, because it's the best of all time. It's not about its development path. It's about, does it capture the original's essence and make it better? Or is it just, you know, I feel like most people say OG in the situation. By the way, I get a feeling Final Fantasy VII made top 10, which... See, I haven't played the remakes of Resident Evil. I heard 2 was good as a remake, though. I heard the only one that people complained about was 3, because they said it was short or something like that, but remake-wise, I mean. But sure. I mean, sure. I feel like Resident Evil 4 original, and you can't use originals now if you're going to use the remake. I feel like they're going to use them both. It's stupid, but I feel like Resident Evil 4 OG should have gone in, not the remake. 4 of all-time best games. Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so now we've made it to the top 10, right? The big top 10 moment. Baldur's Gate 3. To be fair, the fan base square by this game. I like the old Dark Alliance games and stuff. That was what I liked. But people have absolutely there's still a huge fan base of this game now. It's absolutely delivered. And anytime there's like the devs were very reactive to bugs and stuff with the game, that they listen to the community, but not to the point where they let the community control the game. So I actually like the development path, and it really kind of showed. It was the highlight of last year for sure. I think if it released this year, it would struggle for Game of the Year. It would be up for it. But I do think that it deserves its accolade. Do I think that its top 10 can passes some of the games we've seen? Not personally, but that could be subject to opinion. I think the game has proved its success and still is one, over a year later, still extremely popular. So good for them. There it is, GTA 5. I'm glad they put a line online with it. So GTA 5 is objectively the best GTA game. I think they did a great job. They gave you 3 main characters. Like, the story in this is really fun to play. I liked all 3 of these characters, and I really enjoyed the idea. You do bank heists and stuff like that. The world was gigantic. PS3, Xbox 360 game, by the way, for the size of it. They really do nail their mainline GTA games. It was fun to play with my friends online. Online has taken over a lot these days. I think it's more role play stuff that's kind of online, and people role play online. I personally feel like it's been, there's more versions of this game than Skyrim at this point, which is kind of funny, but not surprised to see this in the top 10 by any means. Rip GTA 4, I guess, never got a chance to shine. But yeah, I agree with it being in the list. There's not many games in this career that didn't make the, there's a lot of games in this list that I feel like most of them are correct in the list to have in the game. Oh, there you go. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. There you go. I mentioned earlier on Uncharted 2 is the popular one, right? Or the better one. Okay, I agree. I agree with this call. Uncharted 2 is the one I've played. Dude, this game is incredible. This is Naughty Dog's heyday. Screw The Last of Us. This is Naughty Dog's heyday, in my opinion. Okay, I haven't played The Last of Us yet, but you get my point. Red Dead Redemption 2. Not 1. Have you noticed the top 20 is Rockstar, Naughty Dog, FromSoft, here we go. But Red Dead Redemption 2. So I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. It gave a whole new meaning to it gave the GTA experience, but in the Wild West. So people who don't care about the GTA kind of like Grand Theft Auto crime, you could just have fun in a Western thing. Like, I started to, but I never finished it. But it's got one of the most, I know that the ending has got one of the most iconic endings, right? But they did very significantly improve the gameplay the two, and one's gameplay was top tier. So, yeah. So, and it still looks fantastic even now. So, I think it deserves to be here. I don't, I feel like Red Dead 1 could have been in the 80s. We could have kicked out Demon Souls. We could have kicked out maybe Ridge Racer or something. I'm trying to think of games that, placement wise, but yeah. Yes! But it's not number 7. Weird. Number 6, Final Fantasy 7. So, look. They finally made a good call. Do you remember, who was it? IGN recently did there was like, I didn't cover it on stream, but there was another list of top RPGs, and Final Fantasy VII was like in the 50s or 60s. Same staff now give it number 6 of best PlayStation games. Look, I'm gonna be real. This game put RPGs in the Western market. All right, I don't think there's any other discussion around that. To be honest with you, this game is iconic for putting RPGs in the Western market. Obviously, they existed with Final Fantasy. I know Chrono Trigger and 6 already existed on the SNES, but I think that this is a quite great placement for it. For Final Fantasy VII, it deserves it, and it honestly, is most people's entry to Final Fantasy. And then, for those who missed that era, Final Fantasy X was their entry to Final Fantasy. If people ask me today what's the entry Final Fantasy, I say 7 or 10. I actually say 10 over 7 because it can ease you into that style of game, and then you go back and play 7 if you like, But yeah, I think 7 is perfectly where it is. It is a landmark in JRPG, and obviously it's the poster game for Square in general. And obviously it's my personal favorite game. So Final Fantasy VII made the list twice. It's probably why Rebirth is so high, right? Because they put Final Fantasy VII down here. So I forgive you for putting the original Final Fantasy VII in the top 10. That's fine with me. That is absolutely fine with me. 12 should have made the list. 12 got overlooked a lot. I didn't even play 12. But I don't agree with you. I think I should play 12. I played an hour or 12 and I didn't really get into it. I think it's a very different style. And also a lot of people stopped playing. But a lot of people fell out of love of Square because of the whole Square Enix Squaresoft thing. That time period was a bit of a hard time. No, I haven't played 12 yet. We're going to be doing it on stream. I actually own the PS2 version. I've always owned it, but never played it properly. I think I'll play the PS2 version now my PS2 is hooked up to my stream setup. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII made the list. Great to see. There'll be no more Final Fantasies after this. This is the end of Final Fantasy. There's no bigger Final Fantasy game. Doesn't have to be your favorite Final Fantasy game, but I think we can all acknowledge that 7 is the biggest Final Fantasy game. Right, number 5. This list is just kissing Naughty Dogs. Right, okay, Last of Us 2, just put it in the 80s, right? This is just objectively wrong. I don't care if it won Game of the Year. No other game apart from Ghost came out that year and remake, all right? So you can sit there and act like it's great, but it's just, all I know about this game is it's a 50-50 split in terms of whether people liked it or not. And all the Last of Us fans felt off by it. But I don't feel that it's iconic, Last of Us 1, I agree with its placement. I agree. Last of Us 1 was gigantic, dude. It is objectively the biggest PS3 game. It looked great from what I've seen of it as well. Like and now look at it, But ever since this is all Naughty Dog care about. I know Naughty Dog make good games. I mean, they're not consistent anymore though, are they? I've seen the opening to this game and it's tragic. So, great opening to the game. But yeah, I agree with Last of Us being in here. It is iconic for what it is. And has that stealth, zombie, survival, And it does cinematic storytelling in a way, and it's PS3. It looks like a PS4 game. Shadow of the Colossus, really? In the top number 4. Shadow of the Colossus. Now, I think most people are like, yep, fully agree, best game ever, blah, blah, blah. I haven't played Shadow of the Colossus, believe it or not. Didn't expect it to be in the top 10. Didn't expect it to be in the top 10. Maybe 20, 30, but sure. I don't know about top 10. But maybe I should play it to feel like... Maybe this is why Monster Hunter World didn't make it. But yeah, I guess it's the true... I'm gonna make an effort to play this now, actually, so I can get a genuine take on this. I know how people... I never heard a bad thing about this game, though. I've never heard a singular negative comment about this game. But this order. Well, that's classic IGN dead pop star. They never get orders on these things, right? Okay, right, here we go. The big 3. What are we expecting? What haven't we seen so far? Metal Gear Solid 1 hasn't shown up. Bloodborne hasn't shown up. So that's going to be 2 of them. What am I forgetting? Okay, we'll see. Number 3. There it is. Told you! 100% this game was coming out. Every FromSoft game, apart from Sekiro and Dark Souls 2, has made it on this list. Shock horror. Bloodborne. I mean, look, I played this as well, Mike. This is one of the few. Yeah, I want to replay this, to be honest with you. But yeah, I flipping love this game. This game is great. Most FromSoft say it's great. It's got that dark style in the world. It's not Dark Souls in a way. It's its own, unique, fantastic game. Still holds up to this day. Still holds up to this day. Still holds up. People swear by this game. People still say that it's better than Elden Ring. So yeah. Hog. Number 2. At least we won't see any more FromSoft, right? Pause champ. Pausing and champing. God of War. Okay. So, where did they place Ragnarok? I don't agree. I don't agree with it being number 2. I swear God of War Ragnarok was like in the 20s, right? I would say Witcher deserves to be higher than God of War 2018. I can't remember. It's in the 30-ish. I don't think it should be number 2. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I've heard only amazing things about God of War the reboot of it. But I think its success is down to, that single player gameplay. That means Metal Gear's got to be number 1, right? No wonder why Solid was like making a big deal about number 1. I don't know about this being number 2, guys. I feel like at least even The Last of Us is more iconic than this. I feel like Bloodborne should be higher than this. I'm not like being negative about God of War. I just didn't expect it to be number 2. But I've heard only great things about the new God of War games, to be fair, and I've seen some gameplay of it as well, and it looks really fun to play as well. Okay, number 1 is absolutely Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah, there you go. Predictable. The word PlayStation has become synonymous with a very particular kind of game, a single-player blockbuster that deftly weaves together cinematic storytelling with smart, accessible gameplay mechanics. While that reputation was truly solidified during the PS3 era. Was it? Its roots go back to 1998. Was it? Oh yeah, it did come out in 98. And the original PlayStation enduring masterpiece, Metal Gear Solid. I do think it's the most iconic Metal Gear Solid game. It has been remastered. They released 1, 2, and 3. Or were they just ports? There's like a collection that came out earlier in the year. Kojima has lived up to his name. Do you know what didn't show up on this list? The other Kojima game that's gigantic. What's it called? The newer one. Anyway, Death Stranding. Thank you. I was expecting Death Stranding. We've got so many repeats of games on here. I was expecting Death Stranding to, because people swear by that's one of the best games. So I agree with Metal Gear Solid being top 10. Do I think it's the best PlayStation game ever? I think that's subject to opinion. I think that's subject to whatever game is most iconic to you. I got more kicks out of Final Fantasy VII, but you know, that's how we feel. You know, I do feel you're right. Metal Gear Solid is cinema. I don't agree with I don't disagree with their choice at number 1. They could have picked worse. I think it deserves its position on the throne. I think it was building to this amount of Metal Gear Solid games that showed up in this list. I don't think Metal Gear's always been consistently strong in my opinion, which is probably why I haven't played it. Not that I'm saying I've played them all to make a fair comment on that. I might say, well, Marsh, what do you know? You didn't play it. You haven't played them all. But like, I feel like I would have if they were really all that incredible as one. One felt like you were playing a movie. You know, when you start the game and the credits are playing, the credits start a bit. In fact, you don't even get an intro. It goes straight into that first bit, and then you go up the elevator, and then there's then the intro scene starts. And you get classic things like what's in the box and whose footprints are these and stuff like it really was iconic, and I do think it's an incredible video game. I think number 1 for most people will disagree and say, well, I think this game and I think that game, but I do feel that this isn't a bad choice either. I feel this is genuinely a good decision for number 1. I'm glad it isn't anything else. I think 1 could be whatever game was iconic to you. I'm glad they picked PlayStation 1 game. And it was, I mean, it's a toss-up between this, Final Fantasy VII. You know, I just noticed. Yeah, so I agree. Good choice. Good choice for the Metal Gear Solid 1 winner there. Games that are missing. IGN. You just don't know what you're talking about half the time. Right. So, just stop. Just pick the best game from each franchise, right? You don't have to name. And, like, no Oddworld. Oddworld 1 is pretty iconic. No Destruction Derby or something like that. You know, like, Burnout wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Destruction Derby. You know, that was gigantic. That was gigantic is probably an overreach on that word, but like very popular. You know, Wipeout got in there. I don't disagree with most of these games being on the list. I can't think of anything that was like out of place, but something like we didn't need every GTA on the Sun on there. I feel like you could have not put the remake for Resident. You could have just put Resident Evil 4 in, Resident Evil 2 in, call it a day. You know, 1 doesn't age very well. Sorry, it just doesn't. I feel like you could put 1 in there. Oh, Vagrant Story was a surprise to see on it. I don't think Worms wasn't on it, but that was more of a PC game. I don't think that was... People didn't play Worms on PlayStation. Well, you might have played it on PlayStation yourself, but I think, like... Some games you discovered and just play the PC version. Dishonored 2, I felt was an odd one. I think Dishonored 1 should be the bigger one on it. Yeah. Okay, Deathloop definitely shouldn't be on this list. All right, I stand by it now. Chrono Cross and Deathloop shouldn't be on this list. I even question The Walking Dead Telltale. I feel like it's just put in there for pleasing a certain fan demographic. Arkham Asylum should be the game that goes here. No Spyro the Dragon 1. Really? No Sly Cooper. Really? Do we really need all these Metal Gear Solid games? I agree with 2, maybe, because people do scream that 2 is great. Do we need the PSP version? Do we need this random Hitman game, not Hitman 1? No Max Payne. No Max Payne. That was a big game. Is Parappa Rapper really bigger than games like Max Payne even? Like, you know, really? Like, if you're gonna put Last of Us 2 in there, why don't you just put Destiny 2 in there? Just as big as Destiny 1. Like, some of these are just so badly placed. I'm not saying Parappa Rapper shouldn't be in the list, by the way. I'm saying it's some of this odd decision making is odd. Now, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be games that don't make it, right? And people will be like, wow, my game isn't on here. But Devil May Cry got in here, and I think I love the fact that 1's on here more than 5, right? But like, Bully? Don't get me wrong. Bully being on here, I don't disagree. It's a very popular game. But I feel there are other games that are more iconic and better than it, you know? I don't even think Helldivers 2 makes the list, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think Killzone 2 makes the list now, to be honest, now that I think about it. Like, at least they didn't spam every Call of Duty under the sun on it. Like, Modern Warfare 2 didn't get on it. I think, yeah, now that was the only Doom. I can see why these are where they are. Is Papaton 3 really making the list when they've got missing some iconic titles? No Dragon Quest 8. No Dark Cloud. I mean, it's not an RPG list, though. They've tried to cover as many genres as well, I guess. But, yeah. I stand by definitely not being on it now. Like, you know, no res, yeah. Like, some of these Tearaway. Is this really in the top 100? You know? So, yeah. I actually question Ape Escape and CTI even being in here now, and we've missed quite some big things. But, I know some of these games I mentioned were also multi-platform. I like Time Splitters 2 in there. But, yeah, I just feel like some of these are kind of a push. Ni no Kuni made it, which I'm happy to see. If Ni no Kuni weren't in it, I would have been, you know, raging. But yeah, that is the top 100 games according to IGN. Your list is definitely in the wrong order as per usual. I don't disagree with number 1. You finally got a number 1 right. That's rare. And you've also got Final Fantasy 7 in the top 10. You finally did it. I agree with Bloodborne being in the top. I agree for most of the top 10. I agree with this being, if I just say I agree with these being in the top 10, Metal Gear should be in the top 10. Bloodborne should be in the top 10. I can't comment on Shadow Colossus, but never heard a bad thing about it. Is it a top 10 game though? Maybe. The Last of Us should be in here for sure. Final Fantasy 7 should be in here for sure. Red Dead, yeah. Do you know what? Uncharted 2, yep, I agree. GTA, sure. I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 makes top 10 though, to be honest with you. I feel like Symphony would be higher in my opinion, but that just could be a personal object. I think Witcher 3 should definitely place higher than Baldur's Gate 3 or even Last of Us 2. I think that's a fair statement. But yeah, overall, that is the thank you for watching the 2-hour us go through the top 100. IGN get most things wrong with their articles and reviews, but hey, at least we can agree the Metal Gear Solid is a pretty damn good one to have, and you did cover as many genres as you could within a certain thing. So yeah, thanks for watching.